I'm a software engineer and I have a mentoring business. I wanted to make it a little bit better by adding a landing page. So I used GoDaddy's website builder so that I could do it just quickly, but it wants to slap this horrible white banner at the top because I'm not paying for their premium service, and that service costs £12 a month, which I'm already paying them for the domain, so I don't really want to be paying them this extra. In the previous video in this playlist, I talked about how Vercel actually has a really good free tier, and from my YouTube content, I get about 5 to 10 clicks on this website a day where people look to see if they'd be interested in booking me in for one of these mentoring sessions. I'm also really interested in just learning a bit of Next.js. So in this video, I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna show how, as somebody who has never used this tech stack before, I'm a desktop developer, I'm gonna approach this problem. And if Vercel is as simple to set up and easygoing as it says it is, this video will be a testament to that. And if anything, really, I hope that inspires you to, if you've been thinking about starting that SaaS product or that service or maybe even a software engineering course, but you know, you haven't started, maybe it's helpful to actually see somebody do the work, because like I said, the MVP has already started making money. I'm just showing how I'm going to start building this into the business that I want it to be. So my weapon of choice is going to be Visual Studio Code. As a .NET developer, I normally use Rider by JetBrains. It's an incredible IDE, but I think that would be a bit of a heavy hammer to use on something like this, where I'm just really having a front-end project. I mean, the back-end's probably going to be handled by Vercel, but we'll see. So I believe this is the command to get started. Let's see what happens. Do I want to install the following project packages? Probably. What is my project named? So like I said, this is literally just going to be a simple landing page for my mentoring. So mentoring landing should do. Right, so TypeScript. So I feel like as a C# developer, I should like TypeScript, but in the spirit of me trying to do this quickly, I'm going to assume that the overhead of me learning TypeScript on top of JavaScript, which I've only used a handful of times before, this probably just isn't worth doing. Now, I'm sure people in the comments are going to completely blast me for this and say that I should have stuck with it, but I'm going to hit no. Do I want to use ESLint? Don't know what that is. We're going to ChatGPT. Oh, it's just a linter that seems to be pretty standard with JavaScript. Okay, yeah. Don't know why I wouldn't do that. Do I want Tailwind CSS? Now, another thing that I want to do with this is I don't really want to spend too much time thinking about styling. So my plan is to use something called Daisy UI, which I'm basically just stealing the Mark Liu tech stack. So that's the thing that you use to make ship files. And I think he's right to do it. From what I can tell, it just takes a lot of the heavy lifting out of dealing with the UI, which, to be honest, I'm not super bothered about getting too deep in the weeds with. ChatGPT reckons I want to include Tailwind CSS to use Daisy UI later, so let's go. Would you like your code inside a source directory? Sure. Would I like to use an app router? Well, it's recommended, so I can tell you. So first impressions, as a desktop developer trying to get into web dev, this is a pretty wild collection of questions. I've created JavaScript projects before, and the questions were mostly different. Obviously, you get, okay, do I want to use TypeScript? That I've seen that before, and I've obviously seen whether I want to use an app router, but I've not heard of TurboPack, a modern bundler for web applications. It's designed to be the successor of Webpack, okay, offering significantly faster build and development times. I'm going to assume that I do want that then. Why not? No, not too bothered. Excellent. We're going. Oh, I've done the cursed thing. I've ended up with a directory within a directory. Oh, that's embarrassing. I would have preferred this just to have been in my projects, but it is what it is. We haven't committed to Git yet, so I will fix that before I carry on. Right, so what I'm hoping is that, like JavaScript projects that I built before, this should just work out the box. So if I type in npm run dev, it didn't work because I had to cd into the directory beneath it. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's gonna really annoy me. Okay, we're up. Look at that. Happy days. This is locally hosted. And my understanding is Next.js, I'm gonna sound really old here, but in desktop development, writing code and then hot reloading it so that what you've changed immediately appears on the screen can be quite difficult when you end up with monolithic app. And a lot of the time you're actually having to close down your application, start it up again, especially even when you're making UI changes, let alone backend changes. But from what I know about using Next.js, or just web dev in general, that's not a thing, so I'm kind of excited to not have to deal with that. I like that there's a deploy now button. See, I do actually have a plan for this video, but this is very tempting. Let's just click it and see where it goes. Ah, okay. Let's hold off on that. Let's hold off on that for a second, because you actually have to have pushed first, which, I mean, I haven't even set up a Git repository yet because we've just built the project. Oh no, I'm a filthy desktop dev. I've forgotten the key press to stop it running. Is it Control Z? No. Q? No. Enter? No. Ah, Control C, of course. For close. I'm going to assume that's why that's at. Terminate, yes. Cool, we're out. Right, so we already have Tailwind. You know what, actually, before I do that, let's run it again, and I want to see how easy it is to have live updates. Okay, let's just replace their, oh, we love to see a little bit of Vim in. That's not what I wanted, though. I wanted it between the div. There we are. So I don't have my normal vimrc for this. It's just a fresh install of Visual Studio. So as we go, I'll try and increase it, but I just did a VAT, which selects including the tags. So now if I press C, it should get rid of that, and I should be able to put in just something simple from ChatGPT. And I guess I just hit save, and it didn't change. Okay. Whoa. Something's happening. Oh shit, it worked. Look at that. You can't actually see it. But yeah, we have a welcome. Excellent. Okay, so how easy was that? If we're saying that maybe I want to get rid of that container. Okay, now it's in the middle. Nice. Oh, this is snappy. I know all the web devs watching this are thinking, for God's sake, Matt, surely you've seen how easy web dev is before. But I mean, I haven't written a website in a long time. Ah, beautiful. That is snappy. That's nice. Right, so how legal would it now be to deploy this to the cell? I think we're ready. Let's ship it. This is perfect. Control-C to quit. I've remembered that already. Let's initialize Git. Actually, no, let's go up a level. I can't be having this. Right, there we go. We've moved it all. And let's get rid of that. Right, let's see if that's irreversibly... Does it still run, or was it set up with that as the... Oh, perfect. Look at that. Right, I actually regret my life decisions. I fixed the double nested page now. Let's see if it works. Save it. Take a look. Nice. That's the beautiful, horrible white on white website, but we want to publish to the cell. We're back where we were. Right, so back to Git, sorry. Another thing that I don't think gets talked about much is you'll notice here that this probably isn't the quickest or easiest way to initialize my repository from this, but it's very rare that I actually start new projects. So I always forget how to actually start. Obviously, I know how to use Git. I use it constantly, Monday to Friday, every day for years, but actually starting projects, I've probably only started 10, maybe 11 projects in my career, at least professionally, not when I was practicing before. Yeah, a main branch. I'm going to make it later on, I'll make sure that this is posted publicly, but just in case there's anything that I need to hide, like API keys or whatnot, for now I'm just going to keep it private, do my research, and then I'll make sure to make this all public. This is where I find out that the cell needs it to be public. Right, so now I think we're into the world of the cell. Does that mean that we can click our deploy button? No, I've just deleted it. Damn it. Nice, so I get to straight away import from my linked GitHub account. Let's go. So my understanding is that I can leave the root directory because it's just a single page application. Oh, you can customize your build settings, don't have any environmental variables. Where is this going to deploy to? One way to find out. Awesome, my beautiful website, which if you squint, you won't be able to see it, but I can. It does say, welcome to my coaching page. Very professional. The sales are going to just start flowing in immediately. I can feel it. Right, so it actually straight off the bat is asking if I want to add a domain, which I do. No way is it this simple that I can just... I've apparently skipped a step. Right, so I literally just followed. It gave me the exact steps of how to go onto GoDaddy and do it, and that should be set now. So it's done. Look at that. So it's using my domain, which is odell.com, and I have my highly professional, super accessibility friendly welcome message. Awesome. Hopefully that video is helpful, and if you're not already subscribed, I can't link you to the next video because it's not out yet, but I'm going to keep doing this. In the next one, we'll actually style this using hopefully Daisy UI, looking closer to what I'm actually after. And if you haven't yet watched the video where I talk about why I'm doing this project and the thought process behind it, if you click here, it'll take you there, and it's worth your time because obviously I don't do coaching for front-end dev. That's why this is so haphazard. What I do coaching for is how to actually start expanding your streams of income as a software engineer, because if all you're doing is a 9-to-5, you're missing out on so much. If you'd like coaching, link in the description. It's either going to take you to my old one, or maybe I finished this and I've updated the links. Probably not. Hope this video helped. Cheers. Software engineer mentors cost about $66 for just a 45-minute session. I mean, look at this guy. He costs $81. Most of you guys know how to code anyway and do it day in, day out for work, so they probably don't even apply to you, but if you're interested in fast-tracking your career and salary, or you want to start building alternative streams of income with the skills you already have, like this guy who makes $96,000 a year, literally just talking to a camera about what he did that day at work, or this guy who's making $83,000 a month from the SaaS he launched, I can help you start moving towards that. So I've thrown 5 sessions on a Saturday that you can book, and I'm only charging $50. It's the only time I could spare, so once they're gone, they're gone. If you're interested, link in the description.